I'm be real with y'all. I'm gonna be real. And hey, I'm not, I know how a lot of shows will come on and try to act like they're experts. I don't know anything about soccer. Like I can follow the game, but I don't know much about soccer. But one thing that I do know is that World Cup was probably one of the most exciting games I've ever watched. And if you look on social media, if you look at a lot of the people that talk about it, they agree with me too. Going into the match, there was a lot of storylines. I talked about this on the last episode, but there were a lot of storylines going into it. And usually when you have a game of that magnitude, it doesn't really live up to the hype. I mean, like it that's remember the NBA finals, the storied French, the Lakers and Celtics. I think it was 2009 or 10. And storied franchise, the two most winningest franchises. And that NBA Finals, while yes, the Lakers did win it, it wasn't that exciting. At least 2010. It wasn't that exciting. I mean, Game 7 was god awful, but Kobe got his ring, RIP to Kobe. It just didn't live up to the hype. Going into this match, you had an Argentina team that was, had an incredible run to the World Cup finals. But they're one of the teams where they continue to make it or continue to just make it to the doorstep, but hasn't won since 1986. And when we talk about Messi, a lot of people were hesitant to call him the GOAT or the greatest of all time because he did not have a World Cup win. He won Copa de America. He won so many, tournaments and so many matches. He just never won the World Cup. So you had that going for you. Also, it was reported that this was going to be Messi's last World Cup. Now, we don't know if that's the case or not, but that's what was said. So you have an Argentina team for legacy, trying to win since 1986. You had Messi, trying to go out with the blaze of, on the blades of glory, trying to win his first World Cup, the one thing that's eluded him his entire career. And then the other side, you had France. France is a powerhouse when we talk about soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. A powerhouse. They won, 4 years ago, the last World Cup. They're trying to repeat. And then you have Mbappe. Mbappe, when we talk about the greatest, like the best players in the league right now, or the best players in a sport, he's definitely up there. With Cristiano Ronaldo, he's kind of getting a little older and he's starting to fade out, and his career may be over soon just because of the sheer age. I put you. There's a select class, a select number of people that are great. And that's in every sport. It's hard to be great. Everyone that plays a professional sport is good. Don't get me wrong. And if you think they're not good, go to a local gym, go to a local field or whatever, and watch a professional play. They're all good. If they made it to the pros, they're good. But there's a level of there's greatness. They're in Mbappe. Wow, only 24? He is one of the best players in the world. I put him in the Messi class. I guess I'll say Ronaldo since, still he's still Ronaldo. Neymar, one thing that made this game so good is because of not only the storylines, but the things that the game played to the storylines exactly how it should have. And exactly what made the game great was the fact, Messi starts out with a goal. I think that's his first World Cup finals goal. He gets that goal. And then Argentina goes up 2-0. You think, it's over with for France. It's over with for France. Argentina's going crazy. They sliding, celebrating. The homie that scored, I forgot his name. I apologize, but he started crying on the field. Like, you felt the momentum. Like Argentina had all the momentum, like all of it. Then you get to like the 90th minute, and then Mbappe scores 2 goals in 2 minutes himself. One on like a penalty, one on like a yellow card kick. Like look, that man put that team on his back, and of course the game finished 3-3. Then they went to penalty kicks, and boy, they lit. When I tell you, social media went crazy over the French goalie. So Argentina won the penalties 4-2, ultimately won the game. Again, capturing their first World Cup since 1986. And don't get me wrong, I understand this. You can say first World Cup since 1986, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Argentina is still one of the powerhouses in football. One of the countries that are powerhouses. You know, France, Brazil, Argentina, Portugal for some years. Argentina has been that good. The problem is they just haven't won. A lot of people. One of the biggest reasons why people haven't called, or some people are hesitant to call Messi, or before the World Cup, to call Messi, one of the greatest, is because of Argentina has lost some heartbreakers when we talk about the World Cup. They and remember, during this entire World Cup, Argentina lost the first game. I think it was to like El Salvador or something like that. Or Saudi Arabia or something. So Argentina, it's not like they just haven't won. It's the fact of they've been they're a powerhouse and they just haven't been able to knock the door down. So that title, Argentina, they're gonna fold, or Argentina sucks, or Messi, he chokes in big moments. He can win everything. He can win, all the golden foots and everything, or player of the match, whatever, but they have not been able to win it until now. And I'm happy for Messi, man. I've always been, again, I don't know much about soccer. I'll be real with you. But I do know I follow Messi. And let me just read to you some of his accolades before we go. Goddamn. Boy, Messi. Hold on, Messi be going crazy. Damn. You know what? You know what's funny about this? Messi has so many awards, it doesn't even fit Wikipedia. Damn. That's crazy. I'll say this though. I think it's hard, and I've always been on the. I understand the importance of awards. I understand the importance of championships. I understand the importance of Super Bowls, World Series, Stanley Cups. I understand the importance of them. I understand that's why a lot of people don't talk about Charles Barkley in the same light that they talk about Shaquille O'Neal, because one has championships, one doesn't. That's the reason why some people don't talk about Clyde Drexler in this when we talk about greatest small forwards of all time, because the fact that he doesn't have a championship. Or no, not Clyde Drexler. You can also say Dominique Wilkins. That's why when we talk about some of the greatest football players of all time, people forget about Barry Sanders. He just doesn't have a championship. What I'll say is this though. I was one of the people that I see Lionel Messi and he goes crazy. Like, he has always been one of the greatest in my opinion. And now to me it's hard. You can have you can have in football, right? In football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, the creme de la creme is the World Cup. You can win, all the golden boots, You can win all the championship leagues. You can win the FIBA. You can win all the balladors. Like, you can win as many as many of those as you want. If you do not get a World Cup under your belt, a lot of people, especially in the soccer football world, they are going to question, or it's going to be an asterisk. Hell, again, back to Charles Barkley. Nobody talks about Charles Barkley is an MVP. Like, he won an MVP in the league. No, it's just, well, you haven't won a championship. Hell, KD was going down that route too for a quick little minute. Like, no, people were not talking about KD, or people talking about KD in a crazy light because he didn't win a championship. Hell, you see what they're talking about with Russell Westbrook. And I know. Okay, guys, I know. I'm going to bring a topic back to something that I'm familiar with. I'm going to bring it always back to basketball, because that's just me. I'm a basketball player. I like basketball. All I'm saying is this. Congratulations to Argentina for winning the World Cup. Congratulations to Lionel Messi for winning his first World Cup in a litany. And he has a incredibly decorated career. It's just a lot of people, well, if you do not have that World Cup, you ain't nothing. Which, in my opinion, is furthest from the truth. And I do want to, even though I'm usually not one of the, hey, shouts out to the losers, I do want to give a shout out to Mbappe. I know that after the loss, he did receive some racist comments and racist remarks for, not only France not winning the World Cup, but just being black in a predominantly non-black area. I do want to give a shout out to him, because while Messi was Messi, and Messi is Messi, Mbappe was the best player, not only on the field during the World Cup, but the entirety of the World Cup. I think he had like 8 goals. And I know it sucks losing and everything, but I would not be surprised if we look up, hell, by the next year, maybe in the next few years, and we look up and it's a clear-cut best player. And that's even with Neymar still playing, and Neymar playing at the top shape that he is. I think Mbappe, being only 24, could arguably, if he continues the trajectory that he's on, keep winning awards, and we're going to see what happens if he goes back to, what's the team he plays for again? Completely forgot the team, but goes back to his club, which Messi plays for, actually. I think we'll look up one day and say that Mbappe is one of the greatest. Kylian Mbappe is one of the greatest football players we've ever seen. And to be 24 years old and or 23, 24, I don't know, be one of those and be the clear-cut best player on the field. And I don't like throwing people under the bus, but he's not the reason why France did not win the World Cup. In fact, he's the reason why that World Cup final was arguably the greatest World Cup final we've ever seen. You have a person that doesn't care much about soccer or much about football in the slightest. I was glued to my TV. It kind of had that Tiger Woods effect. When Tiger Woods on Sundays, you don't know nothing about golf, you don't know nothing about any, like, the world or US Open or whatever, but if Tiger Woods is in contention, you're going to watch. That's how I felt watching that World Cup match. And everyone thought it was over. It's about to go into like the last minute or last 2 minutes, and Mbappe scores 2 goals. Shouts out to Argentina. Shouts out to France. Shouts out to Messi. Shouts out to Kylian Mbappe. You guys put on a show, and you guys gave us one of the greatest, if not the greatest, World Cup final ever. So, Messi's still the GOAT, though. Let's move forward. If Messi is like, and last thing I'm going to say on this, if Messi is like LeBron, Mbappe is like Steph Curry right now. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.